Hello and welcome to this short video about XKR Paramount for sale. This is video 106 in my series of XK8 videos. In this video, it's a short video highlighting an unfinished project, a special XKR that's for sale on eBay now. I wasn't planning to do this video, but this advert came out. I saw it first on, I think it was Facebook, one of the Facebook marketplaces for XK8 XKRs. And then I took a look at the listing on eBay, and it basically shows a blue XKR that's in some need of TLC, and it's part refurbished, and it's an ongoing project that somebody wants to move on. But at first glance, it looks quite ordinary. But when you start digging and looking at the listing photographs, it's a lot more interesting than that. If you're watching this video, you're obviously interested in Jaguar XKRs. If so, might I suggest you click on the top right-hand link to be taken directly to our YouTube channel. There you'll find lots more Jaguar XK8 content. Whilst you're there, if you press the subscribe button, you'll be linked to our channel. Press the bell icon, you'll be reminded when videos are become aired. And if you watch a particular video, you can click the thumbs up if you say you like it, thumbs down if you don't. And if you have any questions or comments, we'll reply as soon as we can. In the meantime, enjoy the current video. Okay, so back to the listing. This listing, actually, the auction finishes on the 12th of March 2021. The car is based in Irkfield, down south. The eBay listing is 28420-469-2755. I will put a link in the description of the video if you're interested. The actual description tells us that the car's done 156,000 miles, which is a lot, but not really for these cars. Jake, the guy who listed it, is quite honest. He said the gearbox is old and not as smooth as it used to be and needs some TLC. And he explains about how he's been a daily driver, but he's took it off the road to get some bits fixed, and he's bit off more than he can chew. It's partly finished, and he wants the money to buy a house. So he's really looking to just move it on as an unfinished project. So when you start looking at the photographs, it's a bit more than an XKR unfinished project. On the bonnet, there is a badge, which if you blow it up, I think you can just about see Paramount, the Paramount eagle there, and it's got the standard grille. Just inside the door, it doesn't show a lot of pictures with the pedals, but you can see that it's got the chrome or aluminium pedal set. The rear view shows quite clearly it's got Paris BBS 20-inch alloys on there. Very nice set. Not sure about the condition, but it's a good set of wheels by the looks of it. The rear lamps, not quite sure if it's the old style or it's the dual set, because this is actually quite an early XKR. The reason for that I'll come to in a moment. In the boot, you can see some bits left in there. You got the bumper mounts and the it looks like two large exhaust trims. There is a pile of the other parts, the missing bits, sat in the corner of his workshop. You can see the registration plate if you want to do a search on that. And interestingly, the doors all look a slightly different color, but it could be just the light with this metallic. And one door has actually a chrome wing mirror on it. Not quite sure if it's just a cover or it's actually the whole thing. Looking at the engine photographs, you can tell this is an AJ26 engine. Bear in mind, this is the first iteration of the engine. The supercharger has been painted. It's obviously seen some TLC, and it's got a big aftermarket induction kit. That thing's massive. You can tell it's an AJ26 because it's got this black pot sat above the throttle with the pipe coming out the top. And also notice that it's got a later style header tank. Obviously, it's quite a lot bigger than the ones that it normally has. In his listing, he shows a Paramount invoice from 2009. In there, it's had some work done at Paramount Performance. handwritten it says upper supercharger pulley and cold air induction system, but you're not quite sure why it's had to be handwritten. What is interesting, from the same date, the dyno printout shows 412.7 bhp in third gear, doing over 102.6 miles an hour, and that curve is not dipping. It's still climbing to the clouds. So God knows what bhp that would actually pull if you didn't run out of horsepower, if you didn't run out of speed on the dyno. Looking at the interior, the dials, I've got 2 additional lights in between. I think there's something to do with the Paramount manual gear select or rev limiter or change points. Not 100% sure. I'm trying to do some research on what they actually mean. If anybody knows what they mean, please let me know. I'm fascinated. But there's something to do with the Paramount. Interestingly, there's also a chrome, little bit of trim on the right-hand side vent, which also seems to be a Paramount thing. And the dash itself, the veneer, is pucker carbon fiber. You can tell that because you can see the fiber weave, and actually it's covered in a lacquer, which is what it tends to be with the carbon fiber cars. But this is a very, very early car to have carbon fiber. It may be the pre-carbon fiber before Jaguar started selling it, but I'm only guessing now. Looking at the passenger side, there's another Paramount badge in the middle of the airbag, and not the wisest position to put it in, to be honest. And a very interesting badge, if you look very close, it says XKR 500. God only knows if that's the proper brake horsepower for this car. And as you see, all the dials and lights and the trip computer all have the aluminium surrounds, aluminium rings. So it's very, very nice set of aluminium or chrome on the front there. Looking at the interior, it's got a sports interior with the vertical stripes. Doesn't look in the best condition, but doesn't look in the worst. To be honest, it looks like a typical seat. You can see the driver's side bolster is not holed. Doesn't have any massive wear. This is typical of a car, this type of car. There's a bit of history by the looks of it in these photographs. These are all, I'm not selling this car. I'm only looking at the eBay listing. This is what the photographs he's put on. There's a few bills. Surprising, not a lot of history with this sort of car. When the guys come out with a genuine, I mean, my car, I've got like a folder, and God, it's just like massive amount of history. I mean, you spend a lot of money with these cars and get a lot of invoices. But positively, it does look like there's a full set of the manuals on the right hand side there. I did check up the MOT based on the registration that's in one of the photographs, and it does come up XKR Blue. The MOT was expired in June 2019, so that's 18 months ago-ish. But the car was probably taken off the road. So it's not like it's a barn find or anything. This is it looks like a fairly genuine car that's been took off the road to get repaired, and it's not quite happened as quick as it maybe could have done. If you're interested, the car is obviously it started at auction at £100. It's not that already, but a similar finished car that's for sale again on eBay. It's a Paramount modified car, very, very similar spec, a little bit nicer wheels, albeit those are slightly different. They're an Arden supplied wheel, but very similar, and that's retailing for £12,450, albeit it's not selling, but it gives you some idea of the aspiration of the vehicle if it's got Paramount kit on. So hopefully someone will pick her up at the right price. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do, a lot of money to be spent, and put it back on the road because it's a very special XKR. Obviously, if you're a purist, it's not as it came out of the factory, but it's quite a well-regarded tuning house. So if you're going to have any aftermarket stuff, Paramount is one of the best ones to have, in my humble opinion. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that was interesting. If you like XK8 tech cars, I do, and I like the ones that are slightly modified, tastefully done, and that seems to tick all the boxes. I do hope somebody puts it back on the road. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more XK videos.